So I've reached out to joint it, and we're going to try this out. This is the porcelain epoxy grout, and we've got Kenny, representative from the company today. He's going to show us how to use it.
Yep, the grout itself is high strength, it's got high bonding strength, it's non-permeable, and it's got a 10-year colour fast guarantee, and we'll show you how to use it step by step. We're going to use the jointed wax. That's the first part of the process, and a very important part of the process, because what that does, it creates an anti-bond for the material to the porcelain, so the material doesn't stick to the porcelain.
Awesome.
Sponge inside for application, and we'll show you that being applied now. So here's the first step of the process. We're going to wax either side of the joint. So take the sponge, there is a cover on top for the wax. Take the sponge, rub the wax onto the sponge, make sure you do it liberally. And then all we're looking to do is create wax either side of the joint, around about an inch, inch and a half. And you're just looking for a covering just to create an anti-bond. Right, what you want to do with the nozzle, you want to cut it to the size of the joint. There you go. We're now going to do the second process, which is filling the joint. So it's a screw cap on this. So if you don't use it all at the time of application, you can screw that cap on and that'll keep for another couple of weeks. So what you do is you screw the cap off. One's the colour and one's the hardener and glues. So what we do is we screw the nozzle on. It's a spiral nozzle, so it mixes in the nozzle itself. Nozzle attached, and we'll just put it in place there. As you can see there, that just slips on the end of the electric gun. The gun has got 6 speeds, but to be honest, 2 or 3 is ideal. As you gain confidence with it, you can move up the gears if you like, but 2 or 3 is ideal. So what we want to do is squeeze the first 2 centimetres out through the nozzle. That will make sure it's activated. Keep coming through there. The first 2 centimetres, and that's probably enough there. And as you see, the pressure takes, when you take your finger off the trigger, the pressure comes off the tube there and it stops coming out. So what we've got here is the jointing tools you use. There are several different options there. That's ideal for a 3mm joint. So the one we're going to be using today is the spatula, because that will give us a nice, it won't be shallow, the dish in it, and it'll give us a nice finish on the joint. So you don't want to go down about 5mm. So we fill just slightly proud of the joint. So what we then do with the tool is then we come across it, just run it across the joint, like so. You will need to keep lifting and cleaning, but don't worry about that, that will scrape off nice and easy. Yep, little bit of indents you can just fill as you go. So we have used the electric gun today, but there's also a manual gun there. It is decent. I would say if you're doing any large areas, the electric gun is definitely the way to go. But this can be used, and you do have a little bit more control of the amount of material coming out using this. So that's available also. The joint material's in. We've jointed it up. You should leave that for around 46 hours. You shouldn't scrape it if it's still tacky. You want to make sure it's dry. Now you can leave it there, you could leave it to the next morning, that's fine. If you joint on a Friday, you can come back on a Monday and scrape, that's fine as well. But you probably don't want to leave it much later than that.
So, time to scrape it off. I've got my jointed scraper, and scrape it off. Well, I must admit, that looks nice already. I like it. Very smooth. Nice, smooth, flat finish. So, thanks very much, Joint It. Much appreciated. Tidy.